Hey guys, today I'm teaching you the snap change, a cool way to take a card, flick it, and it changes. This move is very common among magicians. It looks great on camera, and it looks good when you're performing for just one person. I'm gonna show you a way to actually make the move practical and make it useful in a real life situation. A lot of people can really only do it on camera, but I'm gonna give you an in-depth explanation on not only how to do it, but how to make it look good, how to make it look practical, and it's gonna be amazing. So if you're excited for this, hit that like button, subscribe if you want more tutorials because I make them every single day, and let's get into this. Before I go into the actual detailed explanation on how to do it, let me show you just a brief overview of what's happening. So when I show you the card, I actually have two cards. Some of you guys already knew that, and you're just watching this video to get some extra tips on the move, but others of you actually didn't know how this was done at all, but I'm gonna show you, all right? So you have two cards, and here's what you do. You hold the cards in a certain way that when you snap, this is why it's called a snap change, the top card goes to the back and hides, but from the front, it looks like this. So here's what the snap change looks like from the back. Take the two cards, snap, this card goes back, and this card shows, and then basically you put this card on the deck so you can hand the spectator this card. So let me do it in full speed. It looks like that. Let me show you what this looks like, and let's get into it. So you're gonna start off with a break, a pinky break under the top two cards. I've taught this in the past, which is basically just your pinky holding on to the top two cards separated from the rest of the deck. That's not what a pinky break is. A pinky break is just that, keeping your pinky on a card, but in this case, it's under the top two, okay? From here, so use your ring finger to help prop up those cards, and then grab the cards like this, take them out, and here's how you do the actual move. You're basically gonna just snap. That's why it's called the snap change. So as long as you know how to snap, or at least make that motion, all you're gonna do is use your middle finger and pull back on the top card. All right? Now this is just gonna take practice. It's not too difficult of a move. It's pretty simple. You just have to practice dragging that card back. You can practice slowly. I think the hardest part is just gonna be remaining in contact with the top card. And you do that with your pointer finger and thumb, right? So you have the cards like this. You drag back the top one. You just have to make sure that your pointer finger doesn't go with it, because then that card will just fall. You're really just moving your middle finger, and your thumb and your pointer finger are remaining in contact with this card. Okay, so full speed, it looks like that. So once again, you have a pinky break under the top two cards. Prop it up. I like using my thumb. The thumb pushes down while the ring finger helps prop up. That just keeps the cards together and seals any air that's in between the cards, so it helps them stay together better. You have the two cards, you snap, keep in contact with that top card, and that's the snap change. From here, you have to get rid of this card, right? If you're just doing this for a camera, you can just do the move and then stop the video, I guess. But in a real life situation, here's what you have to do. You have to do the snap change, and then once you do it, this is all you're gonna do. A lot of people, a lot of magicians don't know how to get rid of this card. You're simply, in the action of giving them their card, you're just gonna put this card back on the top of the deck. But when you do it quickly, it just looks like that. So that's how you do the snap change. Let me give you a couple pro tips that I like to do. So here's one big tip. When you do the snap change, angles are so important. Okay, and I'm gonna move the camera in front of me so you know what I'm talking about. So like I just said, angles are very important. When you do the snap change, you really don't want to be at the wrong angle, because if I'm slightly tilted too far up, you're gonna see the card from the bottom. Too far down, you're gonna see it from the top. If I angle too far to the side, you're gonna see it from the side. If I do it too far from this side, you're gonna see it there. The problem I see with beginner magicians is they don't worry about angles. That's a huge thing. This move is very angle sensitive. What I mean by that is it's not very good on angles. You're not able to do it in a crowd. So this is really just for one person or a camera. But here's my tip if you're doing it for one person or a camera. When you're doing this to someone, whether one person or a camera, you have to point the face of the card to their eyes. So in this case, it's the camera lens, right? That is the point of focus. That is the eyeballs of which are looking at me right now. So that when I do it, you don't see the card behind. If I was a little this way, like I said, you'd see it. A little this way, you'd see it. So when you're doing this for a person, it is very hard to get perfect. Just the slightest wrong tilt of the cards, they will see the other one when you do the snap change. So it's very important. You look at the height of your spectator, point to their eyes, and then do the move. Another pro tip is when you're in a real life situation and you're doing this for a person, when you're doing it for a camera or on social media, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you have the freedom to edit. You can redo the take if you kind of see a flash of the cards. But in person, you don't have that freedom. You have one shot, right? So if you're gonna do this move, which by the way, I don't even really do in person, I more do it to catch people off guard. But if you're gonna do this for someone, you're gonna do the snap change and get rid of that card as fast as you can, okay? Don't make it suspicious, don't go, right? Don't do that. If you are gonna do this for someone, point the cards at their eyes, do the change, and then be like, there's your card. Be careful with this move. I actually don't do it that much in person, but for camera, it looks really cool. I would suggest try to get a really good video of it and show that to people, practice it over and over, and then eventually you'll build up the confidence to actually do it in person to someone. I'm here with my girlfriend, Cassie.
Hello.
Most of you guys already know her. I have her in most of my tutorial videos because she always attempts whatever I'm teaching. So Cassie, today I'm teaching the snap change. Look in there, look in the screen, the card changes. I'm gonna teach you that right now. You ready?
Yes.
All right, look. Basically, I just have two cards, okay?
Yeah.
I have two cards, and then I snap, the top card gets pulled back as this card goes out, and then I drop this card on the deck, so I'm left just with one, so you're not suspicious that maybe there were two, even though there were.
That's so simple.
I know, right?
I bet I could do that like super easy. Shoot.
Look, you're gonna take two cards, thumb, here, pointer and middle on the other side. Okay, now turn it sideways, like this. Good. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Use your middle finger like you're snapping, and just make sure that you keep holding this top card with your pointer finger and thumb. There you go. Are you trying to pose for a thumbnail?
Maybe.
I already have a thumbnail. Then again, when you're in my thumbnails, they do better, so.
That's right.
Fine, we'll use you for a thumbnail. Hold out the cards. Perfect. So, that last one was really, really good. Let's try it again.
Okay, okay.
You're so excited. Your fingers are on the top of the cards. It has to be the bottom corner.
Oh.
Yeah, because if you snap like this, it's not really gonna work. Oh, there you go. That looks really good. Okay,
no.
Except for the card falling. We're just gonna practice slowly. And you guys at home, practice slowly. Just use your middle finger, pull it back. Pointer and thumb. There you go. A lot of the beginning is gonna be like choppy. Basically, when you do the move, it's gonna feel like it's in different steps or different chunks. It's like first you drag with your middle finger, then you grab with your pointer.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, it's all gonna be one motion, right? It's basically just using your middle finger. You really should hear that snapping sound. Like you should hear, like when you do it. Not like an actual snap. Don't actually try to really snap, because then the cards will just fall. But that's the type of action. Good. I think you tried too fast and the cards kind of like wobbled.
Yeah, I saw that.
So try it again.
Okay.
Nice. I notice you're using like the tip part of your fingers.
Okay.
And it's very difficult to get the cards where you want them. Basically, the part of your finger that you'd give like a fingerprint. So that top whole joint should be on the cards. Okay? You're kind of just your fingertips. All of that pad of your finger like this. So it should basically be curled over like that.
Like this.
Uh-huh. You should have pressure on the cards with your fingers and then snap. Better. It's just gonna take practice. Practice slowly, you know. It's gonna be awkward. You've never done anything like this before, most likely. If you're a magician already and you're just looking at this video to get some extra tips, so like I said earlier, remember, point at the camera or their eyes. Yeah, and then just watch your angles.
And then just...
Another tip though, is I like to use a flick to hide the motion. If you were to watch carefully, you'll notice that there's two fingers at the beginning in front, and then one when you're done, right? Because now your middle finger's hiding.
Whoa.
Most people don't notice that, but some people, if they look really carefully, like if I've ever done this on TikTok or Instagram, some people rewatch the video over and over to see if they can find it. And even if I didn't flash, meaning show something that I'm not supposed to, even if I have it perfect, people will analyze the video and they'll notice that it went from two fingers to one. But to kind of disguise that, to make the whole move look better, what I do is I flick the card. It just adds another distraction. Every time I do the snap change, I also flick with my other hand, and it just makes it look more convincing, as opposed to just right in the open doing it.
Yeah. If I wanted to eventually add that, would it be better to learn this move first and then learn how to do
Yes,
it?
because
Okay.
the flick is just kind of like extra flavor. So what I would do is just practice the move on its own, because at the beginning it's going to kind of look like this. It's going to be slow, exactly, just like that. But over time, you'll get it more and more consistent, and then you can start speeding it up, and eventually it looks really good. And then you just start working on angles, and then you add the flick, and Yeah, you're doing a great job.
So the flick
just
is
keep
like
practicing.
a special effect then.
Yeah, it's like a special effect.
Yeah, I think it's just the key for me is going slower.
Yep.
And like practicing it, and then once I get it really comfortable at that slow speed, then I start speeding it up at that comfortable speed.
Yep.
Because if I try to do it really fast right now, like I'm flashing all over the place.
Yeah. Good job, Cassie. Just keep practicing that and you'll get it in no time.
Thanks.
Final little recap. Take 2 cards, obviously. Thumb goes in the back, bottom corner, pointer and middle in the front like this. Use your middle finger to drag that card back as you remain in contact with that other card with your pointer finger. This card goes back, and then to ditch this card, you hand them this card as you place the other one on the deck, and that is the snap change. Thank you so much for watching that tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like, subscribe, turn on notifications, do all that good stuff. I really appreciate you watching. If you would like, I would love if you followed my Instagram and TikTok. They're both at The Card Guy. I teach magic on there as well, and I do some funny videos, so I'd love if you checked them out. If not, whatever, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching, and yeah, bye.